The cultural amplifiers are rolled out as an integrated part of the MAERSK client strategy. To me, the cultural amplifiers really mean how we must work together and how we need to align our organizational behavior to our business goal, to deliver on these and to deliver on the changes that we want to drive across MAERSK line and our business.
These are the key cultural enablers you would have heard about either from your managers or supervisors, and this is a time where you get to understand them better. As we move ahead, I would urge all of you to understand the cultural amplifiers. So there's a common language that is available on interpretation of it, how the organization sees it and what is getting rolled out.
I have a very simple mantra, and that would be keep things simple, work together and show results.
Companies which align their culture and get the workforce to significantly engage with the larger business strategy, you will find those organizations 50% better than the other organizations in terms of their bottom line. Cultural amplifiers for me are as thought, feel and action, and we need to ensure that we make this the way we live.
More importantly, it gives us a license to challenge each other, to talk about not just what we do, but how we do it for long-term sustainable benefits.
And I think cultural amplifiers of teamwork, focus and simplicity start with each one of you. Each one of you are that amplifier that will make these three the core of everything that we do each day, in and out, irrespective of whether anybody is looking or not.
That's why it's so important that we all understand these cultural amplifiers and make every attempt to live them in our day-to-day life, every hour, every day.
It's a continuation of an exciting journey, so I count on all of you to get on board and help us make the cultural amplifiers come alive across the global service centers so that we continue to meet and exceed our business partners' expectations. I wish you really good luck on the journey.
Everything starts with the first step, so let's take it.
We now welcome you to experience our cultural amplifiers through a simulation created specially for you. I'm sure these experiences will help you to internalize and discuss this with your leaders soon after.
We all intuitively understand the need for focus. I think in the global service centers, with the many activities that always will be going on this year and next year as we embark on a new strategy, it's also important that we focus on the right things. More importantly, that we are capable of deselecting activities that doesn't support our must-win battles and that doesn't add value to the customers. And I would like you to continuously challenge each other and the organization on whether we do the right thing and allocate our limited resources to the right projects.
All of us have heard of the word focus, right? You must focus, please get the lens better focused and a lot of other things. But what does focus really mean in the context of MAERSK GSCs as we are talking about focus as a cultural amplifier? Focus is, if you have many hills, focus is deciding on which hill do you want to choose to climb. It's the most important hill. You don't want to climb a small hill off.
There are so many projects, so many improvements that are also needed. There's a lot of pressure on everybody. If we don't deliver one thing before we start the next, we'll end up with a lot of half-hearted efforts that never really come to fruition, or the benefits are not going to be reaped in time. So we really have to focus, get one thing done, know when to say no, and also down prioritize some initiatives and focus on what adds most value to the customer ultimately.
We have seen several cases where we set out to do something and we end up doing something else. If we don't channelize our energy towards a particular subject, we end up with a different result. Not only choosing the right thing, but making sure we set out with a clear purpose of what we want to deliver is also focus for me.
This is a need. If anything can make us successful even more in the coming years, then it would be our relentless focus on our end customers. It will be our relentless focus on working together as a team, and it will be our relentless focus on keeping things simple.
It well describes how we want to do things in the GSC and in MAERSK line overall. And having that license means that we can now count on many more people to give each other guidance to give each other leadership, and to give each other support.
Simplicity is about taking the end-to-end view, seeing the big picture. Always challenge yourself and others to find a more pragmatic and simple way of doing things. It's very relevant for the GSE organization, where we've been tasked to eliminate waste, standardize and automate our processes to make it easy for our customers and efficient for ourselves.
Simplicity for me, in the process context, it's all about lean thinking.
Simplicity is finding the path of the least resistance to get there, to find the path which is the most efficient way of getting there, finding the simpler and easier task of doing a particular activity.
I think we all can do with keeping things simple, working with the 80-20 rule, and not start thinking first as an exception, but start thinking generally what is that we need to accomplish, then build from there.
Teamwork is all about us realizing that we are stronger as a team than as individuals. No matter what organizational structure we put in place, there's always a risk of people working in silos, and we need to make sure that we eliminate that risk by proactively reaching out to our stakeholders, be that across processes, in the countries, in the clusters, to make sure that we all pull in the same direction and pursue the same goals.
For me, also teamwork means that we need to find out what each other's strengths are and really take time to learn about each other and also work together to complement each other in a team as well.
So it's about all of us working together and not in our silo fashion. If we don't deliver what the customer wants and also make sure the organization collects what it's due, the whole transaction of that particular business actually is not really productive. So working together, understanding what exactly are we trying to achieve in this business, what is that we are delivering to the customer, is so highly important, and so that all of us have a clear understanding of what is the business trying to deliver. At the same time, we come together as a team and play our role effectively for the end-to-end business goals.
We emphasize on the fact that we is definitely more important than I. I think the power of teams coming together, or a power of the way a team looks at collective focus and achieving the goals, you will understand that what individuals are not able to achieve, rather than doing it separately, a team is able to achieve in a much bigger way.
So teamwork is fundamental to what we do as a business. It's a bit like the football team or the harmony that exists in an orchestra of musicians.
It'll take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Some of it is more emotional than practical, but we'll get there. Some signs we are seeing already. Good ideas is now much faster being turned into concrete examples of successes. Failures are being learned from much quicker than before. There's no defense mechanism. On the other hand, there is a sharing mechanism, so we can all learn from it. And through teamwork, we can at least allow that the foundation is the same throughout our sites, for all our people, to deliver a unique, standard and efficient service to all MAERSK clients around the world and the clients of any other business partner that we engage with.
Even the best of strategies have failed if the culture that the companies lived were not adjusted to support the strategic direction we are supposed to take.
I'm personally determined to live the amplifiers. I'm setting very high standards for myself.
So teamwork is so important in the way we bring results, because many a times in our kind of environment, it is a team which will deliver results, and hence we need to ensure that our teamwork and the larger aspect of we-ness is focused enough for us to get this picture.
Keeping things simple, work together as a team, and show visible results. It's as simple as that.
Out of these three cultural amplifiers, which is our power source of teamwork, focus and simplicity, and become the change drivers of amplifying this signal and making teamwork, focus and simplicity the center of each and everything that we do, so that we do this each day, every day, irrespective of whether anybody is looking or not.
As we roll out the cultural amplifiers, I think it's important to recognize that we are all collectively responsible for creating the culture of the organization. Each one of us has a role to play. As we grow as an organization, take on more responsibility, take on more tasks, it's important that we hold ourselves and each other accountable for making sure that the cultural amplifiers become the way we work. My expectation from my GSE leadership team, and indeed myself, is that we become role models for the organization and we lead the implementation effort.